Bago tayo mag-umpisa, meron ako ulit kwento from one of my work experiences. Parang nakakakota na ako sa kwentong work Increase naman dyan. Shoutout nga pala sa mga ka-work ko dyan ngayon. I'm sure alam niyo tong story na to. And actually sa episode na to, marami akong kwento na galing sa iba't iba kong work. But right now, let's start with my most recent and heartbreaking story. So, ang work ko ngayon indirectly involves a lot of stats or statistics dahil dun minimeasure yung performance namin. And it's got about 5 categories wherein we are measured. And it covers all aspects of the work we do. And it may sound complicated and maybe intimidating at first, pero hindi siya naka-pressure lalo na pag wala kang pake doon like me. Kasi nung February, napansin ko na third week na ng buwan. And yung numbers ko ay above 100% pa rin. Which means i-maintain ko lang yan for another week, then I'd get the monthly incentive, which is pretty big, honestly. Usually kasi you start with 110%, then bababa siya throughout the end of the month. And for the past few months kasi, first week pa lang ng buwan, below 100% na agad ako, kaya I don't even try. So legit nagulat ako na may chance akong magkaroon ng extra ng malaki. And syempre, inayos ko talaga yung performance ko with just a couple of days left. But to make the short story even longer, sabi ng leader ko nung week na yon, Bini, para comfortable ka to the end of the month with a sureball incentive, dapat may buffer ka. Either 102 dapat yung total mo or even at least 101. Otherwise, hindi tayo sure kasi kahit 100 yung nakalagay sa'yo at the end of the month, mag-adjust pa yan a few days after February So, sabi ko, sige po, ayusin ko. And I'll make sure that I get 101 or 102 para safe. Kasi pag 100 something pa lang, hindi pa talaga sure yun. Pero ayun, I really tried. Pero ang kinaya lang ng powers ko is 100.3. So, that's a day before the end of the month, Hala. And ayun nga, my 100.3 might change pa a few days after. So, delikado tayo dyan. Pero grabe guys, sobrang nakakagulat. Kasi nung tiningan ko yung final stats ko for February, amazing! 99.6! Congratulations! Hindi ako umabot sa incentive dahil sa 0.4. Grabe! Alam mo, honestly, nung nalaman ko to, nung nakita ko yun, na final na lahat na 99.6 ako, honestly, nakakadismaya siya. Kasi syempre, ang laki na sana ng makukuha ko Onting kayod na lang, nandyan ka na pero nabitin ka pa ng napakaonte, 0.4. And habang nakatitig ako sa bintana namin, yes, parang movie lang, naalala ko yung sinabi sa akin ng leader ko na important magkaroon ng buffer in times like this so that I would reach my goal despite possible setbacks. Pero kapag sinabi nating buffer, ano ba to? Paano ba natin ito ma-apply sa financial and even everyday life natin? Pag-usapan natin yun ngayon, dito sa Break Time with Beanie. A buffer, the buffer that I am referring to, is something that's put aside for no specific reason or purpose but only to keep you afloat when anything unexpected happens. Most of the time, this term is used for financial purposes like a budget buffer, extra funds na pwede mong gamitin just in case of emergencies, or kapag may extra ka na gustong bilhin or nakalimutan na mga gastusin and you're just out of budget. Parang emergency fund siya pero hindi emergency fund. Siguro palagi niyo ito maririnig sa mga outing or what. 500 yung transpo tapos 1,000 sa pagkain. Tapos may 500 na buffer, bali 2K lahat-lahat na yon. I don't know for you, pero palagi ko yun naririnig sa mga outing. And while I was looking into this topic more, I haven't really found a clear definition of the meaning of buffer. Or at least yung buffer na isi-share or sinishare ko sa inyo. Pero I found a term na merong similarities dito. And this is called prospective hindsight by the psychologist Gary Klein. It's an extensive read, pero just to give you a little bit background, basically, prospective hindsight is imagining that an event has already occurred or happened, and then identifying how it can fail or has failed, and what might be the cause. From that assumption, you can work around ways to prevent it from happening. or at the very least have minimized the negative outcomes because you have already tried walking 10 or 20 steps ahead in your mind. Sa work ko before sa isang news TV show, meron kaming post-mortem na nagaganap palagi every after episode, kung saan pinag-uusapan namin yung mga nangyari sa episodes na yon, both good and bad. Kung may mali or hindi maganda, aalamin namin bakit nangyari yon and paano ma-improve yung mga mistakes. Para next episode, mas maging better kami. Ito yung secret but number 1 yung news TV show na yun sa time slot namin eh. Yes! Pero ayan, ang tawag sa buong ganap na to, na what I just mentioned, is post-mortem. Originally, it's a medical term, pero very widely used din siya sa media industry. Itong mga post-mortem meetings, ganun. Pero the prospective hindsight is not a post-mortem, but rather it is a pre-mortem. So yung mga assessment na usually done after the event happens, before na namin siya ginagawa. It's a habit that is very hard to get used to at first, lalo na pag happy-go-lucky kang person, pero it is an amazing skill to have, especially when you want something you planned to go well with flying colors. Ako kasi ever since bata ako, sobrang paranoid ako sa mga bagay-bagay eh. Kaya bawat galaw ko, puro what ifs or puro isip ng anong gagawin ko dito pag ganito yung nangyari, pag ganyan. Kaya super slow ko gumalaw at mag-decide ever since. Up until now, I think. Pero ini-improve ko naman yon. Ngayon nga kung papiliin nyo ako between McDo and Jollibee, masasagot kita agad eh. Samgyup. Pero kidding aside, katulad ng sa kwento ko kanina, makikita nyo na hindi lang about sa pera ang prospective hindsight, or as what we'll focus on is yung part na what we call buffer. Having this buffer can be applied in your career, ACADS, and even, especially, in your personal life. Hindi lang sa budgeting. For instance, yung pinaka-common sa line of freelance work ko dati, which is as an events host, is having a buffer on the lines and games you have in store. They're called ad-libs, pero we also call them buffers eh. Siyempre, as a host, kahit well-planned ng event na pinagsasalitaan mo, pero most of the time, hindi pa nga well-planned eh. Ayun, kailangan bilang host, hindi ka lang flexible, kundi well-prepared ka rin dapat. Kasi almost all the time, the organizers will ask you to stall or pahabain yung isang segment dahil hindi pa handa yung sunod na magaganap. Minsan, sasabihan na nga lang ako or sisignalan ako na, hala, yung video presentation, wala pa. Magsalita ka muna dyan, Bini. Or, yung 18 roses, pinapapila pa eh. Pinipitas pa yung mga roses, ganun. Pwede bang magpa-games ka muna dyan? 10 minutes lang, please. Ay, grabe. Memories of stress. But as much as I am able to do these things on the spot naman, pag nandun ka na sa moment na yon, sobrang laking tulong na may buffer ka. As for me, I always have 2 games na nakahanda just in case. Or minsan naghahanda ako ng questions para pag kailangan magsalita kahit wala sa program flow, handa ako magtanong-tanong sa audience nang hindi nangangapa kung anong gagawin at parang ang dating is parte siya ng program. Because ine-expect ko na baka may mangyaring mga biglaan, which most of the time, meron talaga eh. Similar din yan with being a program head or eventually a camp director sa mga bonggang youth camps namin before. Shout out nga pala sa mga malulupit na nakasama ko sa camp committee throughout the years. You guys rock. Pero ayun nga, hindi pwedeng yung committee namin ay walang hinandang buffer na games or pakulo when things get delayed. Na-late si speaker, hindi pa handa yung props, and honestly, everything you can imagine. Nako, alam to ng mga nag-organize ng events dyan. 100 things could go wrong in a 2-hour event. Paano pa kaya sa camp namin, di ba, 4 days? Kaya tuwing meeting namin before, the date of the camp itself, palagi mong makikita ang word na buffer hidden within the flows of the program kasi almost always expected na merong out of the blue na mangyayari. Dun sa TV news show na minention ko kanina, as a researcher there, we were expected to have a bunch of proposals. Iba't ibang ideas, places, ganap, pakulo na pwedeng i-feature sa show. And about 2 to 4 would only be selected. Pero kailangan yung team namin maraming buffers maliban dun sa mga ipipitch para umaga pa lang pulido na yung buong episode for the next day. Otherwise, buong araw or hanggang gabi kami nangangarag at naghahanap ng i-feature. Pero siguro maliban sa mga buffer na yon, ang pinakamainam na dapat itry nating magkaroon is yung buffer when it comes to what we have financially, aka yung sa budget. As I said kanina, a buffer is different from an emergency fund. Iba rin to sa savings mo, and hindi ito yung life insurance mo. All of what I've mentioned are important, yes, and we'll have an episode dedicated to that soon. Pero these are not your buffer. Your buffer budget is something na nakatabi rin pero walang specific purpose na paggagastusan. It's just placed there on the side so that when you really need it, hindi maapektuhan ng other funds and savings mo. And you'd still be able to pay your bills and spend on the usual things, if ever. And this buffer can exist for many reasons depending on you. May gusto ko talagang bilhin and sakto lang yung pera na hawak mo. So what some that I may or may not know do in this type of situations is that they justify sale as some sort of emergency and get the money from their savings or emergency fund or pambayad ng mga utang para mabili nila yon. Pero ang problem dito is when we start abusing our emergency savings on non-emergency things, abusing our budget for anything and everything, then it becomes a habit. And soon enough, tuwing may gusto kang bilhin or bigla ang gastusin, kahit hindi naman siya crucial, doon mo na siya sa savings hugutin. Then you'd feel guilty na ang gastos-gastos mo and then you'd stop saving and kapag may emergency na nangyari na talaga, walang naitabi. So kailangan umutang. And that's a personal charge to experience for me and people who told me similar stories. So having a buffer can stop these kinds of domino effects from happening. Life is very unpredictable, and your enough today may suddenly be insufficient tomorrow or the next week. Having a buffer is like putting systems in place that will minimize the damage or, in best case scenarios, prevent any collaterals at all. Now, this is not only for those na may kaya or may mga means of income. Hindi talaga madali ang buhay lalo na ngayon. And minsan isang kahig isang tuka lang talaga na sobrang sakto lang ang meron ka at minsan kulang pa nga I have experienced what it is to have a lot, but I've also experienced what it is to have almost nothing and negative pa nga yung balance And if you're not really able to have a buffer dahil may mga binabayaran o sakto lang yung kita, then okay lang. No harm done. Having a budget buffer may not be for you right now. And you can apply the concept of buffering in other aspects of your personal life muna. But you've got to have a second look at what are the things you spend on versus what is necessary. Most of the people I've talked with say the same thing at first na sakto lang talaga yung budget nila. Pero when I ask them to recall verbally how they allocate every peso of their weekly or monthly income, most of the time palaging may gap or may unaccounted for. Mga 3 or 4 digits na hindi na nila maalala kung saan nila ginastos. And it's unbelievable of how much you can save more when you reduce 1 milk tea or SB per day. Or when you don't impulsively go online shopping and buying things you don't need. Or instead of a takeout, lutong bahay na lang most of the time. Napakalaki ng masasave mo talaga and I don't think na pwede mong sabihin na sakto lang or parang naghihingalo ka sa kinikita mo kasi ang dami mo lang siguro talagang mga luho na hindi mo alam. Pero Beanie, should I deprive myself para lang magka-quote and unquote buffer ako? Yes and no. It may feel depriving at first pero hindi siya depriving. And hindi naman natin kailangan maging martir. Nagmi-milk tea pa rin naman ako. Nagsasamgyup minsan. Bili ng ganito, bili ng ganyan. Pero I make sure every time na may makuha akong pera, whether it be from my work or galing sa mga racket ko, tinatabi ko na agad yung savings, bills, insurance, and yung budget buffer ko. And then, what's left is what I can spend on as much as I want. And last year, dahil sa budget buffer ko, for the first time, nakabili ako ng sarili kong laptop without asking money sa family ko. Kala mo noon bibigyan. Now, is this laptop that I bought for emergency? Hindi. Kaya hindi ko ginalaw yung emergency funds ko. Pero is a laptop something I really wanna have? Oo. Kasi college pa lang ako, gusto ko na ng sariling laptop para sa mga personal stuff ko, para makapag-edit at para sa plano kong podcast. Kaya hinugot ko yung pambili ko hindi sa savings, hindi sa pambayad ng bills, or sa emergency funds or pang-insurance. Kundi hinugot ko to sa buffer ko. To clarify, okay lang to indulge yourself. Especially if now ka lang nagkaroon ng work or promoted sa work or nagka-honors ka sa school or may na-close kang deal sa work, etc. You deserve that naman. And you shouldn't be deprived of treating yourself and or others. Pero what you don't deserve is being stacked on debt. Dahil naubos na yung pera mo for celebrations and impulse expenses. Napagdaanan ko rin to and I know na iba talaga ang stress kapag hindi mo alam saan ka kukuha ng pera pambayad ng mga kailangan bayaran. And that stress isn't worth the temporary happiness you're getting of treating yourself too much. Wala nang quotable quotes or matinding wordplay dito. Live within your means. It's as simple as that. Hey guys, meron tayong onting pahabol so baka mahalata nyo na ibang audio to dahil nire-record ko lang to sa bahay ko sa loob ng cabinet. And because I just wanna add some things here na hindi ko na-add last recording ko kasi I've had my recording before ECQ, before everything. So obviously, alam nyo naman nagkaroon ng maraming changes dahil ECQ, dahil napakalapit ng gobyerno natin. Anyway, I just wanna add that on the month of April, of course, ay magkakaroon na tayo ng episode 10. That may probably just be the episode for the month, which is okay. You know, we need to focus on other more important things. Safety is priority. Kung ma-extend man tong ECQ or not, you know, definitely medyo behind schedule kung pipilitin kung mag 2 or 3 episodes ng buwan na yun. Pero rest assured, since this is the 10th episode that Break Time with Beanie will have, so this will be a very, very special episode for me. Kaya abangan nyo rin. And of course, I would just really like to say thank you. Salamat sa lahat ng mga kaibigan kong mga nakikinig dyan sa bawat episode ko na sumusuporta. I-name drop ko kayo lahat next episode. Pero, ayun, seriously, thank you guys for the support. Kung isang episode lang napanood mo, kung ilan lang, kung nag-share ka ng post, or kung talagang suporta ka every episode, salamat sa inyo. And tuloy-tuloy lang tayo dito sa Break Time with Beanie. So, maliban doon sa aking mga announcements, yes, announcements, I just wanna add this particular story. Actually, this is the reason why nag-record ako kasi gusto kong i-mention sa inyo yung kwento ko nung una about me not getting the incentives dahil 0.4 lang yung kulang. I just wanna say that, you know, after I failed there and applied the concept of, you know, having a buffer in the aspects ng performance sa work ko, mas inigihan ko and nag-ipon talaga ako ng buffer for the month of March. And I'm glad to say, napatapos na ang March pero sobrang taas pa rin ang numbers ko. Ang dami pa rin buffers. So for sure na makakakuha na tayo ng incentive this month because I've learned my lesson. This is something that I'm proud to share with you. Tara, kain tayo dyan. Ay, ECQ pala. Yes, nakalusot. Pero seriously, I'm so proud to share this na parang last month lang namomblema ako dito. Natuto ko yung concept ng pagbabuffer in a way, di ba? And then, na-apply ko na agad at may bunga na. So, you know, just keep on applying the things that you think would be helpful in every episode that you hear. If you don't think, then it's helpful, then, you know, don't apply it, man. Nag-stutter pa ako. Pero if you think it will be helpful, then go. You may see the result immediately. You may see the result in a couple of months. Or you may see the result in a long-term basis. But that is okay. As long as you are getting better, then that is perfectly fine. Ayun lang, thank you so much. And this Break Time, episode 9 is officially over.